Negus, Bennchoumy, Johwell, what up? Yo pa konnen kote nou soti, pa konnen ki bon nou prale, ki sa nou ye. Yo pa konnen kote nou soti. I'm a man. I wouldn't call it a mistake, me being part of a church, but I wasn't where I am now, you know. I think we live to grow. You know, as we live, we should grow in our mind, in our spirit, you know, and in our practice. You understand? Our way of living, the way we perceive humanity, the way we look at people. So I think going to church for these years that I went to, it helped me, it exposed me to a different type of people, you understand? There are people who go to church, there are people who don't. Now I get to deal with those who don't. So I have a pretty good balance on how to talk to people coming from different angles, you know, those who are religious, those who are not.
Wow. So I want to expand a little bit further, because you were talking about, you know, a systematic system, and right now I'm going to jump into the Negus Movement,
right,
because you have an album after the Crucifixion 2
right,
that's coming out called Negus World Order.
She got old school.
Okay.
Kafouinc knows everything before everybody else.
Negus World Order, and when I think about that, I think about the whole New World Order.
Yes.
And if anybody knows about anything, we are in the New World Order.
Absolutely.
So, with that, why don't we talk about the Negus Movement, what it means to you, how it came about?
I'll let my brother elaborate a little on that, and then I'll take it.
Right. Well, the Negus World Movement is a movement that we started January 1st, 2007. That was our first year anniversary, last January 1st. And Negus means king in Ethiopian. Like, we fell upon that word, and we found it ironic that, I don't know if anybody knows the history of Ethiopia. Ethiopia is, this is where every black man comes from. And this is the only black land that's never been colonized, that's never been conquered. And the name Ethiopia was Ethiopia at the beginning, and it's Ethiopia today. So that's like the pride of the black man. And we found it ironic that in our mother language, basically, the word Negus, which means king, which means mighty person, is so similar to the same word that they use to describe us as ignorant, to use exclusively against us. And then we decided to start that movement. Like, it really started with just me and my brother just calling each other Negus, you know, like that nigger word is a word that we are subjected on a daily basis. That's on our daily vocabulary now. We call our brother that, we call our sister that, we call our, you know, and it's a bad word, you know. That's the word that they choose because they didn't want to give us a name. They wanted just to label us as nigger, you know. They wanted to call us ignorant. No matter what excuse we make to use that word, it's still a bad word. So we just decided to call each other that, you know, and that's how it started, really. Just me and him calling each other that, and it just spread, you know, very quickly. And
the thing is, one thing I want to make clear, like, we're not judgmental of anybody. Like, we're around people all the time. We're around rappers all the time. So it's nigga, this nigga, that nigga, this nigga, that. You know?
You got all the Creole hip-hop rappers saying Negus.
Yo, that's peace.
Young Tone is...
That's my boy. Big up to Young Tone,
He should be your spokesperson, okay? Because every other word...
Because it's a powerful thing. Like, and the power is that we just can't... Oh, big up to Floss Magazine as well. We just... there was an article on Floss Magazine, Floss Magazine, y'all. The middle page, Negus has a story on there, and they misquoted us, okay? And I gotta make that clear. Like, we're not saying Negus is a substitute for nigga. Alright, there's no such thing. Alright, nigga is nigga. Okay, Negus is Negus. Now you choose to use the N-word, fine, you know. We choose not to, you know. Like, I speak to people all the time. You know, they said, yo, what's up, my nigga? I'm like, yo, what up, Negus? You know, and then that's it. We keep it moving, you know. And it's fine. We're not saying you're not supposed to. It's just consciously, me and my brother, and our whole movement, you know, the people behind it, we find it, you know, all right, it was a trap set up by the white man to have us calling each other such a derogatory term, and now we make all types of excuses to keep it. You understand? It's like, yo, this is part of my culture, you know what I'm saying? I woke up in this, you know, they use it as a negative thing, but we take that and use it as a positive. We hear all types of stories. Now, can you change the fact that it came from where it came from? If you can't do that, then whatever you're saying now is bogus to me, you know, understand? Like, we call each other kings.
Right.
And I think every man, every woman should live as kings and queens, you understand? And that's where it's a respect for humanity. That's what it is, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's a Negus world. I'm not living in the new world order, you know, we're living under the Negus world order. And that's the title of the new album, you know what I'm saying? Coming with myself, my brother Johwell, Negus Okai, Negus, you know, Little Haiti, big up to Little Haiti. It's gonna be a lot of features, regime change, suicide, understand, like
Negus number 3?
Negus number 3, suicide, big time, you understand, like, you know, yeah, Haiti is here, Little Haiti is lurking around, you know. Yeah, man. Negus,
what up?
yeah, man, there's always Negus lurking around. Even if you see us by ourselves every day, there's always Negus soldiers, you know, around.
So I heard you moved to Florida. Is that a fact?
Nah, I'm expanding my art, my artistry, you know. So, like I said, I just did the first film, Selfish Love. It's getting a lot of good reviews. And from that movie came another opportunity to shoot another film, and it's called Hard Times. So I'm shooting that movie right now, and it's in Florida. So, you know, they taking care of that. You know, they're taking care of all the fees. So it's a convenient situation. And you know, Creole Hip-Hop is in Miami big as well. So I think it was the best thing to happen to me, to put me with like artists like Mecca, you know, Dr. Zoe. It's like they're only a phone call away, and they'll, you know, we could just get in the studio and do a track.
Wow.
So I'm working in Florida, but New York City is that's my mother, that's my baby, you know.
So this movie is called Hard Times?
Yeah.
And you play a doctor, right?
Yes.
Which is, why are you laughing?
You know everything. Yeah.
So how is that different than playing the wife beater in Selfish Love?
Very funny, sort of. Nah, it's different from Bennchoumy, period, you know? Like, I'm not a doctor in real life, and I'm not a wife beater in real life, you know? Like, I want to take the art of acting, like everything I do, I truly want to be the best at it, you know? So, I don't want to play anything that has to do with rapping, with dressing the way I dress on a regular basis. And playing a doctor, I think people would understand. I cut my hair. See, there's no more dreads. No, this is your first time seeing me now. No, it's all gone. It's no work, by the way. Oh yeah, Negus Johwell cut the dreads off.
You know what? One of the things that I do know, because I did cut my locks off, sometimes it's also a rebirth.
Yeah.
Because your hair has a lot of energy in it.
Right.
And sometimes you have to cut it off and come back again.
Yeah, and it was a tough year too, you know, like the legal system was giving me a hard time this year, so it's like
you, Mr., you know, do right?
Yeah, I know. That's how fucked up the system is, you know, so
you know what I'm seeing though? I'm seeing a very mature, you know, introspective Bennchoumy.
Well, peace. That's peace right here. You know, I definitely grew. You know, and I learned from my mistakes. I learned from my accomplishments. You know, a lot of people say they learn from their mistakes all the time, but you also learn from success.